Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 1 and 2.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy, and today we're looking at Call to Adventure Epic Origins. Ooh. Oh my goodness me, this surprised me actually. It's actually stuck under the radar for me in the last week due to the epic amount of games last week that I covered, the 3 massive games. And I'm so glad that I finally got onto this one because I have been kind of waiting for a relaunch of Call to Adventure. As the series went into a kind of a colour me confused, what's going on here? So I'll tell you my story as we go down with this game. Now then, I'm mega excited for this game, but essentially what it's doing is it's a $35 retail game is where it's going to sit at. But there is plenty here you can add to your pledge level to give you that kind of Kickstarter exclusive things that you're getting. And also it's kind of expanding itself through stretch goals, which is good to see. Alright, now Call to Adventure, it's a craft your hero, cast ruins and try to fill objectives and upgrade your character as you're kind of creating this hero's story before you might want to play them in a big adventure. There's a very interesting thing here where you can potentially roll your character here and then transfer that to a Dungeons and Dragons sheet, which is you'll see they've actually got that ready to rock and roll down below if you wish to do that, so that's fairly cool. Anyway, the original Call to Adventure was a Kickstarter campaign, and it was basically absolutely phenomenal with its art. It had so much unique art on every card, and the art in itself told you the adventure your character was going on, and it was really cool. I think there was about 10,000 backers, so only 5,000 here. That maybe feel this game isn't too different than the original, and that's potentially true here. I think if I had Call to Adventure game, I would have been like to see an expansion upgrade pledge, but that doesn't exist. This is just a... Even though they say they can combine together, there's no real focus of that per se on the Kickstarter. And with the 35 retail box, how are you going to do an upgrade to the original? Would it just be like a $15 upgrade that you might come in on? Yeah, it might do. But I think that would have been nice anyway, because you could have come in here from retail and upgraded components. Although those components that I'm talking about, you can buy them on Amazon at the minute. So there's like... so if you've got Call to Adventure, you'd be scratching your head when you come to this Kickstarter, because maybe there's not much here for you other than replacing it, because it feels like Call to Adventure 2.0, to me at least. And I think the reason that we've not got the 10,000 backers coming back for this one is that reason. Anyway, let's plop on below. It's doing really well. Busted for its goal. 5,000 backers is nothing to sniff at though. And I wonder how many of them are coming here for the first time to get this game, like we are doing here. This game pledged by our editor as we're trying to balance the books, as last week was like all pledged by me, so any new ones have to get pledged by the team at the station. Anyway. Ooh. It is considered a light experience. It's not going to be heavy, and 4 players not probably ideal. 3's probably best, and 2, so 2 to 3. Solo is in there, so you're looking like an hour. It's a good filler. Now, Epic Origins is its name. I love the art cover, the big dragon. It looks very cool. The dragon encounter cards yet to be updated, so there's gonna, maybe when you come to this site from the video, you might be able to check out update 9 or 10 when it talks about the dragon encounter cards, but not yet. Now, if you look here, there is someone's player board, and on top of that, you've got the level or Act 1 cards and Act 2 above that. And it's almost like a little shop of choices here, because in Act 1, for example, you can have upgrade your character with some kind of experience, or you can attempt to do something like kill something like it's an encounter essentially, or some kind of quest that you're completing. And then you're going to be casting these runes to see if you've got successes, and depending on how you've pre-rolled your character, you might have some things. So I just make out this is an athletic villager. So they've got potential goods, I don't know, reflexes or stamina going forward, and that might help them get some of these cards that are out here, what I like to call the shop, even though it's not technically a shop. But essentially, is it a shop? You're basically getting the cards that you've got the currency to get, right? Or to attempt, so, Now, in 2018, it was the original Kickstarter. They had a game in 2019, which kind of made you take out cards of this game, and basically your game changed. That was kind of an awkward expansion. Then in 2020, they brought out one in retail, and that had like what we see here, which is these like cardboard experience tokens, and it didn't really have things like a play mat or anything juicy. It was just a retail box. So 2020 was like another disappointing expansion for me. So yeah, they're going back to the roots then. They're going back to what it really went back, aren't they? Inspired by dungeon crawling high fantasy that made us fall in love with RPG. So yeah, you can choose your path, claim your destiny, discover your epic origin of your character, and that can then be rolled into a D&D experience, potentially. You're going to be selecting 2 cards to pick from. So do you want to be a human villager, that is a ranger or a fighter? And you're going to have an adversary that you're going to have to take. These are actually dual-sided. These are going to be flipped to fulfill your destiny, which is like your character kind of will become a hero at this point when they've killed the final adversary. Yeah, you get to see it better here. There's 2 people playing, and you can kind of see the shop. We need 3 of the cards to unlock the next tier of the axe, and your story is told by the cards you're selected or that you've got down here on your board, which we'll see. Now, I'm saying 35 retail. This one's coming in at $40 on the Kickstarter, which is potentially because of all these stretch goals that are going in here. And, for example, the experience cardboard tokens, they've already been upgraded. So potentially you could just come in now and get the $40 thing, right? But there is some more alluring stuff as we go down. So for 20 more, you get these custom sleeves, which have got me very, very exciting. These are really cool. And this book style box, which if you add on 35, you can get an insert for, and a mat. So it's really, really nice, isn't it? The insert, you can pull these out for quick setup as well, which is what you basically want, isn't it? You just don't want an insert to be pretty. You actually, if the excuse me, if the insert actually helps you set it up very quickly, that's really good. And I like the trays for the runes, the little boxes here, because the original one had like a plastic tub with little round parts in it. This is a much improved version of it. It really is. So I think that's what the editor's going for. Editor, you can leave a message here. Are you going for the epic hero? I think she is. Now, if you go to Amazon, you can absolutely buy the mat. You can buy an insert, but you can't buy this clasp box. I don't think you can for the original Call to Adventure. So this is like an upgrade. But let me just remind you here, the game is 40 and you're pimping it out with an extra 55. Ouch. Ooh. Okay, you're going to be upgrading the box, getting sleeves, a playmat, and an insert. Kind of makes sense. 95 if you want the pimped out version. Custom sleeves I would definitely go for. The box and insert absolutely, and the playmat is like, oh dear. So 95. If you want to go as cheap as you can though, just hit 40. Absolutely go 40. Anyway. Now I have this 200 thing here to get the other ones. Now, Call to Adventure Original, this one for me replaces it. Name of the Wind takes cards out of Call to Adventure, so you've really got a Call to Adventure Name of the Wind box. It's kind of brutal that you've got to do that. And basically the box for Name of the Wind goes inside Call to Adventure box, essentially. Stormlight Archive, though, is a standalone as well, and there is something in Stormlight Archive which helps if you fail a test or something to actually do something, but it's really specific to that expansion. And really, none of these here have excited me. The editor also said that none of this is anything she would go for, so it's kind of take any pledge above. You either go 40 or 95 in our eyes. 90 or 45. Depends how many Kickstarters are, yanking at your chain that you've got to budget around it. It's a perfect jumping on point, of course. Dun, 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 dun. There's no dice, there is ruins that you'll be casting on the table. Now, intimidating is the story part here. You've got a picture of something like that. Bargain for power, got a picture that's going on here. I like the bargain for power. It's like you're actually bargaining with a dragon here. But these cards actually have top and bottom. There's two events that can happen on this adventure. One is to slay the dragon, the other one is to bargain with it. Very, very cool. And that one's really difficult. I think you've got to have 6. It says on the left here, 6 achievement. You got to get 6 successes on the rolls. That's really difficult. Is that Act 3? Yes, that is Act 3. Okay, that makes sense. Act 3 is where all the epic stuff is. Now it says, at the end of the game, your cards show you more than your destiny's points and abilities, and they tell a story. So this person was a high elf. They were quite tough though, but an outcast. And they did save an injured beast and defended a party. They then started treasure hunting and established an outpost of their own, and decided to become a ranger. They stole a relic though and walked the plains, returned from death and became a master assassin, and then slayed the dragon. So that's kind of the end game, where you tell people around the table what your story was. And I like the fact here that when you do stuff, you kind of just tuck these under the card to actually do things, which is very, very good. You can see here that the tough and outcast here gave the U. We just go up here. The U is Constitution. The Constitution of the High Elf let them establish an outpost. Constitution also let them unlock Return from Death, which is interesting. Outcast gave the little arrow. What's the arrow? Dexterity. The dexterity for this player let them become a treasure hunter and walk the plains. Also, steal a relic needed dexterity, and this is kind of where these checks are coming, because if you had let's see here. Stealing the relic, because you have dexterity with your character, that gives you an extra ruin to roll when you're trying to complete that task, which is, again, steal a relic. Now, you can absolutely watch the playthroughs. It plays like the original, very much so. Right, so what's new then in this update? Heritage cards. You can play as so many different fantasy races now, which is interesting. You can actually level up now and get class cards, so yeah. Now, the legendary beast Adversary. Look at this guy. 8 on the achieve. You got to get 8 successes to beat the beast. Wow. And that's dexterity and strength tokens you're going to need to actually take this guy out. Oh. Yeah, interesting stuff. Solo, you're going to be playing against an adversary. So if you are soloing, this guy's going to be up against you. Kind of interesting stuff that's going on, though. Solo is interesting, and the box size, it's fairly compact box. You could take this on holiday, I think. Yeah. These are the double cards. Love these, how they're kind of upgrading to do something else. The Dark Lord. And I don't know why these screenshots are so small here. A human artisan who's good, who's athletic, but also intimidating, leads the town guard. They sneak past the sentry and defeat a warlord and upgrade themselves to become a warlock. They recruit new allies, summon a demon, I didn't say demon, summons something, walks the plains, and becomes Dragon Lord, which is their legacy. And they raise a dragon, so that's the Dragon Lord. So that would be the end of the game, but no, wait! You can then convert this story over to a 5e compatible conversion guide. And your whole backstory there is already created whilst you played this game. So it's like a really good game to create a backstory for a character that you're going into a D&D, isn't it? Isn't it? It's actually fairly cool. I actually love this to create a backstory. Alrighty. So this section's really, really fun. Has got lots of love, though, the original Call to Adventure. There was this kind of feeling that you're creating a backstory for a character, and now you can actually go and use that, which is good. Here's the premium insert. Art decks. These are just visual aids for storytelling prompts. Scratching my head for this. Art deck. That's $10 if you want that with Epic Origin. Custom card sleeves. The playmat, 20. I think that's selling on Amazon for over $30, that neoprene playmat. So you are getting good prices here. Epic Origins Deluxe at 50. Is that the pledge? Let's just look. Editor, what's going on here? That's the Deluxe edition without the sleeves, then. That's the special box. Look at that. The name of the wind expansion, only $15. Does kind of strip out your cards, though, so that's the one I would avoid. Okay, dun, 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 dun. There we go. We are looking at, what's the big one? Epic Hero. Shipping to Mexico is roughly, I think, 40. It's not too bad, I guess. He says, I'm not paying it, am I, editor? Yeah, if your pledge is 95 and your shipping is 40, that's not too shabby coming to Mexico. Anyway. It does highly suggest here there's going to be no VAT, though. Don't worry about it. It just says no VAT charged, which is good to see. Add more heritage cards. This one is Bird Folk. Okay. Kind of weird, isn't it? Plastic experience tokens. These are bringing it up in line with the original Kickstarter. Elder Dragon Adversary. Wow. Dun, 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 dun. Alternate Adversary packs. These are all cool. They are pulling some cards from the original as well into this game. That's why it feels like a 2.0. They are bringing stuff over. Heritage card, start as a beast folk, and you can roll that whatever you want, even though they've got like a rat. Is he a rat? I don't know. Some kind of panther guy. You could potentially just whatever animal card you want to have. You could be a turtle adventurer, for example. This is just a generic card that you roll to whatever you want. A ghost. Your character's going to be a ghost. Okay. Campaign pack. A bit of Cthulhu going in here. This is cool. And Forgotten Feats. This is it says Kickstarter only, these cards. Interesting. Yeah. So if there's going to be anything Kickstarter exclusive, it's going to be the next unlock. Everything else will be going into potential retail. Now we are at the end. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. So if you're on a budget, go to the adventure. Go to the Epic Hero if you want the Kickstarter exclusive stuff. Yes. But if you're really on a budget, a tight budget, you can $1 pledge this. Absolutely. Just stick your 1 in here and continue. They're already they're already committed that you can $1 pledge it, which is phenomenal. As there's lots of action going on, including this Kickstarter and the last 3 that I've covered. Just bananas how good everything is. And if you've not checked out my Sunday podcast where I talk about games of the week, I'm also including music, and this week's music is gonna be dance music, the kind of music you put on when you're getting ready to go out to the pub or to wherever you're going out. You're getting ready. It's going to take you 45 minutes to get ready because you're doing your hair, shaving your legs, whatever it is. You maybe like to put on some dance music to get you into the mood. That will be coming this Sunday. I'll have all my favourite dance tunes in it, so look out for that. I will be covering Call to Adventure on that, so if there are any updates on this Kickstarter, I'll include them on my Sunday show. And also I am including on my Sunday show anything else that's going on. So the broadcast 3, I was talking about movies that I watched and also some television, and oh my god, TV has just exploded with some awesome sauce, hasn't it? Wheel of Time kicked off, and Star Trek Discovery, fourth season forward. Yeah, there's lots to talk about. That'll be on Sunday's show. Anyway, Call to Adventure Epic Origins, absolutely fantastic reason to come back and pledge for this game, as it's really, for me, a 2.0. Our editor agrees this is the time to jump on, as it's been polished to the hilt, and who knows where it'll go in 9 days, because the stretch goals can keep coming here, and potentially this can get up there to 500,000. Can it tease up those backers though? We'll just have to see. All looking really, really cool though, and again, it's a card with beautiful art, tells your story, gives you a backstory that you can use in a 5e campaign. That's super bonus to the game. You don't just finish it and tell a story, you can be used going forward, which is very cool. Anyway, Call to Adventure Epic Origins. Let me know in the thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you have the original? Do you have it? Why are you not coming to this? Are you one of the backers that has not come to this? And what are your reasons for it? Interesting to know. And all that good stuff. I'm going to put a poll down in the community chat about this game. I'm going to get our editor to write the question for us though, so I don't know what that will be, but check to the community post and see what that is. So yeah, I think, hang on, editor, hang on, she's lifting up a piece of paper through the window. It's going to be, okay, do you plan on using your character's story in a D&D 5e game? That's a simple question. Yes and no. All right. There is that then. That'll be in the community tab on the YouTube channel. So thank you so much for watching. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy. Of course, you're watching Kickstarter Radio 1 or 2.4. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now. From me and the editor who's with us live tonight. So thank you so much. You take care, and bye-bye for now.